Good morning, everyone, and thank you, the faculty and Sri Advaniji, for having me here, giving this opportunity of sharing the views of Sri Ramchandra Mission on meditation. Meditation is not a theory that we learn in colleges. Even whatever we learn in colleges has to and must manifest in the work environment, application of my knowledge in the working environment. And you learn slowly that all that we gather, though everything is not applicable in the real world, but they somehow add on to each other. It's like I cannot walk to the terrace unless I take the first step. And having reached the terrace, I cannot say that my first step was useless. See, many people, they say spirituality and religion, they are far apart. Some people compare that religion is the beginning stage, like a kindergarten, where you are taught to learn alphabet with stencils. As children, we all learnt alphabet. Somebody held our hands and they said, this is A, and then they give us the stencil and we carry on with it. When we enter college, we don't walk around with that stencil and say, write with those alphabets. We become the champions. But we cannot say it was useless. It played its part. Stencils had its play, it had its role. Religion also has its role, culminating, remembering the word culminating into spirituality. I cannot remain worshipping the way I worship stencil. It must become my innate nature to worship, not through the objects, but it becomes my nature. So having established this fundamental principle and understanding, I would move on to say, why meditation? Most of us need not be told. It runs in our blood. Presence of God. Any child you ask, where is God? He's everywhere. People say that, see. We are indoctrinated from our childhood with the presence of God. Some people call God, some they call Ishwar, some people say it's Antaryamin, Khuda, what have you. See, too many names to the same entity. And we fight over all these things. Until we experience this oneness of God, till then, each philosophy will keep on dividing us. And that is not the purpose of religion. Religion, if one looks at the genesis of its word, religion. Re means to again, legion means to connect, ligar. One that connects me to what? With the source. Yoga, also it's a similar word, yogaha. One that joins, yajyuti iti yogaha. So, one that joins. The word in Sanskrit and word in English, they both convey the same meaning, same understanding that I have to unite myself with my maker. My Atma must merge with Paramatma. Now, this is the second thing I would like you to understand. The third thing I would like you to understand, that knowledge, though it's very impressive, the very knowledge that God is everywhere, is it enough for me? You ask yourself a question. I know God is everywhere. Now this know, how did it come to? How did you come to this conclusion that I know God is everywhere? Is it the hypothesis? Is it experience-based claim? Or is it a borrowed knowledge from my grandmother or grandparents or my father or my friends or from books? Nevertheless, this knowledge has not been actualized through the experience of its presence. Though He is everywhere, I am not even able to feel His presence in myself. Then what is the use of this presence and what is the use of this knowledge? That's why we advocate experience meditation. See. Only through experience one can be convinced without any doubt that yes, it is there. Like in science, we come up with some hypothesis and then later prove that it is so. Or we begin with the hypothesis that it is not so and so, and in the end we conclude either it's positive or negative. And spirituality is also as scientific. I would not say it is just an imaginary concept. It is not. Theoretically, I can convince you, but how long will this white wash last on your heart? But if it is made possible, and if you are able to feel the presence of that Almighty in your heart, then all the questions, all the doubts, all the surprises will vanish in no time. That's why we focus more on experience rather than knowledge. Of course, knowledge is better than having nothing in your head. But next step should be to actualize this experience through this knowledge through experience. And I would like to offer you little experiment, feeling this presence in your heart. The meditation is described or can be defined in many ways. But one single definition that appeals, and most people agree on it, is meditation is nothing but keeping your thought on one object for as long as you can. So you rest your mind on one object. Some people rest the mind on one object, let us say a flame outside called Deepam or Noor, or they fix the mind on some sound or just the attention on tip of the nose. Some people fix their attention on chakra here, they call third eye. Some people keep it on the nabhi, some people on the crown of the head. And everyone has their regions for whatever reasons they may be advocating that. I know some of you may have also meditated on your own, may not be as systematically, may not be as regularly, but it will give you the platform for comparison if you had already meditated. This system is very unique in a way. Though the method is simple, method is useless unless and until there is another element we call transmission is applied to it. See? And what is this transmission? In order to understand the concept of transmission, which is described in Sanskrit as pranahuti, in Urdu it is called tawajjuh. Okay. I'll have to take a little exit from this talk and bring up another subject on nutrition, nourishing our physical system, our body. We consume diet. As far as possible, if it is balanced diet, it's great. Vitamins, protein, fat, carbohydrates, all fibers in a balanced state. Okay, that nourishes our physical body. Then we go on to the second aspect of our existence, mental enrichment. How do we nourish that? You are all going through the process at the moment, enriching yourself mentally. And please don't let it stop with the stopping of this degree. Let it continue. Don't let it rust. Education should never be stopped till we die. Otherwise, if you don't, as they say, if you don't use it, you lose it. And we also have a third body. First body is the grosser body, physical body. We get the nutrition from food. Second is mental, and that it derives its nutrition through such enrichment via our professors, via what we do with their teaching. We assimilate it, we absorb it, we assimilate it, and later on make it more intense through our work, actualize it in our experience. We also have a third entity we call soul or the Atma. Did you ever think how do we or how can we enrich that soul? Is there any food for that? Suppose some of you may say yes, some of you may say no. Let's put it differently. When you are hungry and you eat something like a baby without realizing that it's a food, and if it satisfies your hunger, you're happy. You may not even call, this is my food. Child doesn't speak, it's my food. When you're thirsty, without knowing the name water, it still quenches your thirst. And when you are so desperate about knowledge, it really does not matter where from we gather our knowledge. It just impresses our heart so much. You are lost in that knowledge. You are somehow in a state of joy when we learn something new. Similarly, when the inner being, the soul, though we do not know how it feels hungry and not, but if somehow, through some process, if it is satisfied, if it remains at peace, if it brings or derives immense calmness that it has never experienced before, then you can say, yes, something is all right. I am being fed. That's what I call prana-huti. Prans ahuti. Sacrifice of someone's soul for the enrichment of my soul. Now, when you say sacrificing someone's soul, it does not mean we are killing someone, no. But a yogi at the pinnacle of his sadhana or yogi at the pinnacle of his evolution, he merges in the ultimate. He derives the essence from the ultimate and he is able to, after drawing it, he can transmit it. And the people who receive it, they feel it. And that's what we like to offer to you if you are interested. And to simply encourage you all to try out, I'll throw another possibility that how limited we are in the physical world. Our body, with its limitations at a genetic level, If you are going to grow 5 feet 5, you'll grow only 5 feet 5, maybe 5.6 if you keep on exercising. Your muscles may not be as big as one of those machos, but you can surpass your parents' physical status by exercising and by properly looking after your body with right nutrition. But a 5-footer cannot dream of becoming a 6-footer. There is enormous limitation at a physical level, imposed, restrained by the genetics or the genes that we have inherited from our parents. If you go to the next level, growth at the mental level, it is not as restricted. It is not genetic in its order. If my father is a farmer, I have all the possibility of becoming PhD, or a son or a daughter of a rickshaw puller can still become a PhD or super PhD, double PhD, triple PhDs. But not all can become Einsteins. There is limitation there too. But there is a greater flexibility than at a physical level. Going to the spiritual realm, there are no limitations. Possibilities are infinite. You can go on expanding, keep growing infinitely in the spiritual field. Because now you are merging with God. And if God is infinite and if my merger is in the infinite, my growth must be infinite. So there is a greater possibility through meditation. I welcome you all to try it out. If you like it, continue with it. If you don't like it, there is no loss to anyone. But once you like it, make it a commitment to yourself. Not that you're going to satisfy any of your parents by sitting quietly with closed eyes and become a saint. Or you're not even here to satisfy God. We are here to satisfy our existence. The very purpose of existence is to excel in whatever we do. Most people have this question, why was I born? Was it a mistake? The only thing, after many years of interaction within myself, I've come to this fundamental conclusion that this life is given to us so that we excel in whatever we do. Simple as that. First, I will teach you how to relax. So if you have phones, please turn them off. Switch them off, please. Don't keep it on a vibratory mode. Keep your bags on the floor. If you don't leave it in your lap, please. If it's possible, you can remove your shoes or chappals. When I'm about to demonstrate how to relax before meditation. You need not meditate also if you are not interested later on, but somehow take on this method of how to relax. You can teach your parents as well. You can say, Papa, please relax. Don't be in the tension. And the same method can also be used when we cannot fall asleep easily. Instead of sitting down, the same process can be repeated in a supine position in the bed. So, This process will take about 2 to 3 minutes, not much. But remain focused inside and be relaxed through this process. Follow the process and my commands that I give you. Just close your eyes, please. We'll start with feet. Try to feel the toes and the ankle. See if they are relaxed. Your calf muscles and your knees are relaxing. The entire leg is feeling relaxed. Area of the body touching the ground or the chair is relaxing. Your entire back is relaxing. Abdominal muscles are relaxing. Your chest is relaxing. Feel your arms, your fingers, your wrist. They're all relaxing. Your shoulders, they're melting, dissolving. Your neck muscles are relaxed. Your facial muscles are relaxing. Your eyes are soft and gently closed. A lot of softness in your eyes. Feel the crown of your head. The whole body from top to toe is relaxed. The energy is flowing from the heart and charging the whole body. That's all. You can open your eyes. Okay. After this is done, you go into a state of meditation. This is the way how to meditate. Just like this, keep your eyes gently and softly closed. Sit in a very relaxed posture. If you can sit on the ground with folded legs, that's the best posture. If you can't, sit in the chair, but don't lie down, otherwise you'll go to sleep. Yeah. You'll see a lot of people sitting, they go into a snoring mode actually. And many people say, oh, I was not meditating, I was snoring. But can you go into a sleep within 3 minutes after closing your eyes? It's not possible. But sometimes when we do meditate, you'll hear a lot of people snoring. That I don't call it as a sleep. It is, I would like to call it as Yog Nindra, for which our rishis left their homes and went into jungles. But with this system, it is possible to feel that ease, feel that calm, feel that poise. It's a revolutionary system actually. And it is all possible because of this pranahuti. I can give you the method. If you like to experiment, I can give you the method and meditate with this method. After a week, you talk to Professor Advani and ask, I like to receive the transmission or pranahuti and meditate and compare the experiences. One method is the same, but one method is with transmission, another is without transmission. So, if you like, you can experiment. If you don't like to experiment and straight jump into this meditation with transmission, I am here to offer that to you now. Those who like to try, stay put. Those who like to leave, you are welcome. Okay, now we'll be meditating in that case for about half hour. This process of meditation is very simple. Relax the way you are now. Have your attention focused towards the heart and think that divine light is already present in my heart. We are not searching for light, it's already present. Assume with this. And in the end, either say yes or no. Prove or disprove to yourself. When it's over, I'll say that's all. And that's when you open your eyes gently and write your own experience in your mind, or if you like, you can maintain a journal of your experiences. Those who like to make this meditation a part of your life, you are welcome as well. The first session that you're going to have is to show it to you how profound it can be and whether you want to make this as a part of your life so that the inner change can happen. This evolutionary path can be adopted and I can evolve to a highest limit available to human. So remember this, there are no conditions. You don't have to drop your religions or puja or things of that nature. Make this an additional part of your approach to God. And slowly see how far it can take us. Thank you. You close your eyes and please meditate. Please start meditation. So, thank you all. I hope you had some inkling of what this could be. And if you make this a part of your life, I must say you will not regret. I had started this practice of meditation almost at the same age when you are meeting at this moment, juncture of 17, 18. I started at 18. Somehow I stumbled upon the system with a friend of mine who was already meditating. He was from Zambia. And I said, okay, let's try it out. There is nothing to lose when you close your eyes. Some people may find it very funny. Some people may find it very profound. It depends upon their background, their culture, their samskaras. their wisdom and their foolishness. They find their own path depending upon what they are looking for. After two of my friends started, then almost 20-30 of my classmates started. It was like a contagious thing. And then my professors they were wondering what happened to these guys. Suddenly changed. And our scores were enormous. I studied in pharmacy, which is neither medicine nor engineering. It's a hybrid and it's a curse. Because they expect best of both the worlds, and it's not going to be possible. You superficially learn medicine and you superficially learn engineering. And these professors, they always want to outwit you. They will ask some toughest question from medicine and toughest from engineering, expecting you to answer everything. It's not possible. But through this meditation, it helped us a lot. Though there was so much of pressure, yet we sailed through without much problem. Most of these guys, they impressed the faculty. Faculty started meditating. My dean started meditating, observing the students. Who would imagine that? It was wonderful. And then most of us scattered all around the world. Some went to Australia, some went to New Zealand, most of us went to US. There too we started meditation, doing businesses. And that's the beauty of this path, Sahaj Marg, where we don't contradict a spiritual life against material existence, where we fulfill our family obligations. We look after parents, look after our family. It should be like two wings of a bird. A bird cannot fly with one wing, and so is human existence. If I go so much deeply into meditation and become a sannyasi and resort to mountains, what will happen to the family? It's not good. And if I resort to only material thing, making money, all this fun what you call today, then what will happen to my spiritual existence? If you fail in one class, what happens? Will your professor allow you to the next class? If you fail in this life, we will have to repeat this life, what we call rebirth. Think this very seriously. It will be worse than repeating a class. Thank you all. And I see you again.